Hey guys, I need to talk to the firefighter, please.
Go ahead.
Yes, the fire is in the bag, under contained. The fire is out.
Crew members on board an American Airlines flight bound for Charlotte sprang into action this afternoon when a fire broke out aboard their aircraft. Chief Transportation Correspondent Hawker Vanguard, very familiar with the aviation industry, been through this a lot, joins us to explain how crews handle these kind of emergencies. Now, have you ever had to have something like this before?
I haven't on my aircraft,
Okay.
but hats off to the crew of 2036 because their training went into action. They did what they had to. That aircraft landed, and especially the guys up front, the flight deck, they got that plane on the ground. But let me tell you about what that aircraft was doing. It was American Airlines flight 2036 going from New York's LaGuardia Airport to Charlotte Douglas. This is a look at the radar from FlightAware.com. It was on the descent into Charlotte, though, that the flight attendants and the passengers noticed an odor in the cabin. They let the flight deck know something was the matter. And according to air traffic control conversations and a statement from American Airlines, a lithium-ion battery fire was the source of that smell and that reported fire from the pilots there. So that caught the flight attendants' attention. You'll see at the end there that the airplane actually makes a 360-degree turn back to Greensboro, and it landed without incident at the airport. The fire trucks, well, they were close behind. They followed that aircraft to the gate where it safely let those people off.
And what we were hearing from earlier before you came on, that was the pilot speaking there. Now, you heard him say the fire is contained, something along those lines. Yeah. I think he said it was also in the bag. But when you have a fire like this, what is the most dangerous?
So thermal runaway. If you're not familiar with a lithium-ion battery, we have them in our phones and our tablets. And you remember the Samsung Galaxy thing from years ago. It all has to do with what kind of battery we have going on in that cell phone. So the thermal runaway, think of it like this. You've all had maybe a birthday cake with those trick candles that when you blow them out, they reignite. That's what we're dealing with when we come to lithium-ion batteries. So it's the same deal with those fires. And you're going to use a fire containment bag just like the one you see on your screen there. Flight attendants, in some cases, when it's safe to do so, they'll take the device, they'll place it in that fire containment bag, and then use non-alcoholic liquids to make sure it stays cool, because we don't want the device to get so hot that it starts busting off again with another fire. Because once you put it out, it could restart again. So they're really sketchy to work with.
Yeah, absolutely. A scary situation that was there. It's so interesting when you see things like that. You know, a device you never even thought about. It's a bag. You can just put something inside of it, and it'll help put out a fire. That's unbelievable.
And you know, our muscle memory as flight attendants, we go to recurrent training every year. We call it continuing qualification, and that's the type of thing we do every year so that when an emergency breaks out on board the aircraft, our hands just know what to do. We know what equipment to go for when.
Right. Got to save passengers' lives there. All right, Hawker, thank you very much. Very informative there.